Blaney's rejoining there, they're all three wide. Neil's trying to get involved and Blaney hits them both off. Blaney comes back on the track, hits both cars. It's the right on the back of Bradders into the hairpin on the inside. Bradders outbreaks his own. They both pass, as hard to say. Stevie passes the wall straight through. Oh, Callum's lost it! Callum's lost it! What a recovery! He uses the wall, but what a recovery there from Callum. Let's have a look at Steve. Now Stevie holds his own around the outside. And no way Jose, but then gets a slow run out of the corner. Bids us right up on the outside of him again. This is brilliant. LPB WTCR Championship Round 10, Race 4 from Watkins Glen Short. Hi everyone and welcome back to LPB Racing for the final round and final race of the LPB WTCR Championship on Project Cars 2. So the final race of the season here at Watkins Glen, and it is now nice and dry as we go on our drone camera and look at the grid. Remember, random grid for these. So here we go, last race of the season. Bidster gets pole position, a fitting end for the championship for Bidster there on pole position with Nifty alongside in second after his good result in the third race. Darren in third, we've got TY in fourth. We've got Blake in fifth with Bert in sixth, Stevie seventh with Growley in eighth. We've got Twerdy ninth with Cy Racing in 10th, and Bradders in 11th, Intrepid in 12th, 13th for Neil Farmack and 14th for Pash. So the two smoking tyres guys after the success earlier on at the back now. So here we go, let's have a look at this race then. Last race of the season for the LPB WTCR Championship on Project Cars 2, and we're off down towards the first corner. They all come, and it looks like Bidster and Nifty are away well. Darren with a slow start. Oh, contact between Blakeney and Bert, I think it was as well, and everyone else into the corner. The camera didn't really give us a good view there, but everyone else through well. Neil goes wide at the back. Oh, Cy Racing and Twerdy off into the wall. Cy Racing and Twerdy have gone off into the wall, and they're right at the back now, so instant already. And as we come up the hill, there's Bradders, Neil and Intrepid alongside each other as well. Neil folds and Intrepid goes through into 9th. And then Pash goes through as Neil holds up Growley, and good teamwork there, but I don't think it was planned as Growley gives him a little nudge. How dare you do that, he says. But into the... Oh, in the lead is Nifty! In the lead as Bidster then slides to avoid him. Oh, there's contact. Nifty's in the wall. He's round and... Oh, that's not a good place. Stevie hits him as well. Bradders hits him. And it's all happened again. Nifty's off. And Darren's... Oh, Darren is just so unlucky in this series. He's so unlucky, but the contact between the two there. Again, more contact in the background. Bradders and Twerdy have come together as well. Oh my word, who's not crashed on this lap yet? I think half the field's crashed. As Bidster then, with TY challenging for the lead round the outside of Bidster. Good move there, Bidster lost speed. So TY finishes the opening lap in the lead. Bidster is second. Bert is third. Then it's Blakeney fourth, Intrepid fifth, with Stevie in sixth, with Growley behind in seventh. We've got Pash in eighth, Cy Racing in ninth, and then we've got Nifty and Twerdy battling for 10th and 11th, side by side towards turn one. Twerdy with the inside line, Nifty not giving up around the outside and just drives around the outside of him, but they're still side by side up the hill. Incredible. The Renault should have a bit more pull up the hill, but the Mercedes will try and keep with it up the hill. Nifty just getting ahead of Twerdy there. Good battle between these two. We'll resume that in a little bit as TY and Bidster's a bit still. Blakeney fourth, and now let's go back to the Twerdy and Nifty battle, and it is Nifty who takes 10th with Twerdy back in 11th. Darren's back in 12th, so not having the good best of luck. He's got some good pace this time, and Bradders as well. Some good pace, but not quite keeping it the cleanest. And Neil Farmack's gone right to the back, so Neil's been involved in something major as well. And he's got either that, or I think he's not got much damage to his car, so it must be a drive-through penalty for some reason. Must have jumped the start, so we'll get that clarified later on in the race as we get to the halfway point. But lap 3, Bidster in the lead from TY and Bert, still the same top 3 leaders as Bidster goes into the corner a bit wide. TY will close up and he's going for the move on the inside. He's going to try and get alongside enough. No, Bidster holds him off. No way through there. Meanwhile, further back we've got Growley and Pash quite close as well. Growley with Pash just ahead of him. Nifty and Twerdy still a bit more of a gap now. Nifty's got a bit more of a lead over Twerdy there for his 10th place, so Still close there. TY and Bidster side by side into the chicane. TY, oh, takes the lead. Bidster switches back on the outside. Oh, he's right on the outside of him, trying to keep with him. And through the corner we go. And it's Bert's just watching this, thinking, please take each other off. It would be so funny, and then I could win the race. But we'll see how things go. As Bidster and TY still side by side as you come out the corner. For the lead of the race then, down to the left-hander, second to last corner of this Watkins Glen short circuit for this final round of the LPB WTCR Championship. It's been a brilliant season this season, lots of action, lots of drama, and it's been brilliant to have almost full grids on it on all the races as well. We've had up to 15 people max, absolutely brilliant. And we've averaged about in between 12 and 14 people all season. This is what we want to see in Project Cars. Plenty of people fighting over all the positions. TY runs a bit wide into turn 1, but maintains his lead. Bidster closes, but he's not going to be able to get through just yet. Intrepid is back in 5th, and he's got Stevie for company in the BMW. As you see Stevie there he is. And now Pash, he's right on the back of Stevie's. Pash has been putting in some good lap times here. He's been on par with the leaders' lap times. So Pash doing well here. He's looking to close up on Stevie and possibly make a place. Further back we've got Cy Racing with Nifty and Twerdy closing up. So Cy Racing's gone backwards slightly now in the battered BMW, and Nifty and Twerdy are on their way to try and relieve him of his 9th place. Back to the leaders, it's still very close between TY and Bidster. They come through the chicane, and Bert's just lost a bit of touch with them. They're still together. Bidster's right behind TY now. Might be going for the move. TY defends, but back to the other battle. Cy Racing, Twerdy and Nifty's gone back down to 11th. Twerdy's past Nifty there. And in from Bidster into the corner. Bidster doing the switch back on the way out the corner, trying to use the run. But TY gets a very good run out that last corner, and he's able to stay ahead of Bidster. But can Bidster keep alongside him into turn 1? He'll have a go if he can. The champion Bidster on the inside. Oh, 2 wheels for the champion. And he goes on 2 wheels, and TY holds it around the outside. There you go, Bids. You're going to have to try harder than that, sunshine. There's Cy Racing with Twerdy behind. Nifty's just lost a bit of touch with this. Twerdy having a go into turn 1. He's down the inside. He's having a go. Oh, he hits Cy Racing in the side, and he'll probably have to let him go for that. If he takes advantage, then that will not be fair at all. And he is doing. So that could be a big penalty for Twerdy. It could be issued by the LPB resident steward as well as the game. So we'll have to see. But Twerdy there a bit naughty there to push Cy Racing out of the way. Oh, meanwhile, Bidster's down to 3rd. He's been off. Bidster's gone off. He's been off somewhere. Possible contact because there's damage on the front left corner. So possible contact there, and he's back now behind Blake again. He was behind Blake for 2 races in a row at Sugo, and now he's behind him again. He'll be sick of seeing the sight of that car. But yeah, possible contact there, and we'll get that clarified in a replay in a little bit as well. But Blake goes through with Bidster on his tail, and now it's Bert challenging TY for the lead of this race. Pash is 6th, and he's in the middle of Intrepid and Stevie. And we've got Bidster and Blake ahead, and Bidster's getting past Blake. He got a good run out the last corner, and Blake flashes him in. There you go. So he's not wanting to fight too hard, even though TY is teammates in the lead. But remember, they have wrapped up the team's championship already, so this is for their own personal gain. And Blake has not really got anyone challenging him at the minute, so might as well let Bidster go and give him a chance to catch up. And TY's teammate has just got a battle on with. He's got a battle on. No, he's not. TY's not got a battle on with anyone. Sorry, it's Neil and Stevie that have got the battle. Beg your pardon, guys. Got myself crossed up there for a moment, but it happens. Some of you will comment a lot. We're down to the chicane. Stevie and Pash alongside each other, and Stevie goes wide. How can you go side by side through the chicane? And no, they didn't get away with it. Pash got through. Stevie ended up getting put on the grass, and Pash goes through. Intrepid's now trying to go around the outside of the BMW. Stevie will keep his nose in there if he can, but he has to come off second best, and Intrepid goes through into 6th place. But is he? Because Stevie's coming back down the outside. Intrepid's not seeing him. He's just squeezing him out enough. Intrepid, showing his elbows to Stevie. I have got elbows, and I am not afraid to use them, says Intrepid to Stevie, and Stevie's a bit taken aback by that. Oh, okay. And with him now, so Cy Racing's gone backwards after the Twerdy bump earlier, and also Bradders is on the back of Darren as well. Darren moving across to defend, saying, "You are not going that way, sunshine." Bradders lifts off. He's like, okay, you want to fight? Let's do it. As we go down to the last corner, Bradders on the inside having a little look, but no way through. All 4 cars together as one, as Nifty's going backwards down the pack here, and he's been caught by these 3. And meanwhile, Blakeney in 4th place. He's still trying to keep with the rest. And now we've got Pash, Intrepid and Stevie side by side as well. Intrepid's on the inside of Stevie into the corner and keeps his place for now, but he runs wide. And Stevie takes the place through in the BMW. Intrepid runs wide, Stevie goes through. Down to 7th place goes Intrepid. Meanwhile, Twerdy's right on the back of Growley now. He's trying to pressurise another car. As he goes a very wide line, but he could tuck the car in for the way out and get a good run out the corner. That's what he's probably going to try and do. Our resident Croatian driver goes through into 8th place. Good move there from Twerdy that time. Read it quite well. Growley went wide as well, which helped, but still, good move there from Twerdy. Our resident Croatian driver doing very well this season. He's done well. There's Darren on the inside of Cy Racing, and Brad has followed him through as well. Darren goes wide, and Cy Racing has to. Whoa! Cy Racing gets a bit panicked there and goes off, and Brad takes advantage of it all through to 11th. Nifty's gone wide as well. He's lost speed onto the straight. Darren has got Cy Racing all over the back of him still, and down towards the first corner. Good little battle this as well. Down to the first corner. I know Cy Racing hits Darren, and Darren narrowly avoids the back of Bradders. I know I've not had the first half of the race replays in yet, but we'll get them in for you now, guys. Sorry about that. Here's the replays from the first half of the race. Okay, here's the first of the replays then on board with Cy Racing. So let's look down towards the first corner then. So we're going down towards the first corner. See Blake and Bert move across on each other, and that puts Growley on the grass. Then everyone else into the first corner. Looks all quite neat so far. Down on the curb a bit, Bert on the outside. Then we get contact from Twerdy then as we go out the corner, and then we both go into the wall, and everyone else goes past. And now here's a look from Twerdy's car. So you see the Blake and Bert have a bit of contact there, and Growley goes off. Now watch Cy Racing in front of us. Cy Racing's the car to watch. We have car on the inside of us, but he backs off, and see we get a good run out of the corner, but the BMW is still waiting to pick up traction, and Twerdy gets a bit over excited on the gas, and Cy Racing is not quite as quick to pick up the throttle, and that leaves them both in a little spin. And now here's a look at Nifty and Bidster's little moment on the first lap as well. So into the chicane, Nifty then slides around the corner, Bidster then slides out the corner, and then there's contact there, a little bit of contact, and Nifty ends up spinning round, and Darren ends up getting involved, spinning round as well, and it's just everyone's in the wrong place at the wrong time. And now here's a look from Nifty's on board, so we're going into the chicane. Watch here as we go into the chicane, then we're going too hot, we slide the car, and then there's Bidster on the outside, he slides in avoidance, and there's contact. Round we go, round, then we get hit again, and then Pash just avoids us again, and then we end up going the right way. So screw his head back on, and off we go. Okay, here's Darren's view of that. The unlucky Darren, he slides through the corner as well. And as we go out the corner here, Nifty goes off. He's already lost control actually, Darren, so he actually lost control himself. Then a little bit of contact with Blake, and then he ends up taking himself off the track. And then if we quickly look here to Bradders got involved in that as well. There's Neil Farmack. Both teammates making contact there, and then Cy Racing comes across, and then Twerdy gets involved. It all just happened all quickly at once. Everyone was avoiding everyone, and then everyone gets going. And while all that were happening, further on we have Bidster and TY going into the corner. And watch here, Bidster actually runs wide over the curb. Bit of contact there with TY, and then TY manages to get around the outside of him and take the lead. And here's definite clarification of Neil Farmack that he did get a drive-through penalty. He had to slow right down to the line. Oh, he just gets slowed down in time, and then ends up going right to the back of the field. And now here's a replay on lap 5 of what happened to Bidster for him to go back down the order. So watch here, goes through the chicane, nicely alright so far, but carries way too much speed, taps the back of TY's car and sends himself into the tyre wall, but luckily gets going again and gets going back in 3rd place, just as the other guys are coming through the chicane, Intrepid, Pash and Stevie, but Bidster gets going before all that. And now back to the racing action. And as we come back from that, it is TY ahead of Bert. Bert is within 3 or 4 tenths of a second of him. Bert with the race of his life here, showing what he can truly do. Now he's not involved in all that mid-pack and back-of-the-pack shenanigans. He is showing the true pace of him, and he's on the back of TY. So let's see if he can challenge TY as we go down to these last few laps. Bidster in 3rd, we've got Blake in 4th, we've got Pash 5th now, pulling away from Stevie and Intrepid in 6th and 7th. It's Stevie from Intrepid, still the same order on that fight. Twerdy is in 7th now, in 8th, sorry, pulling away slightly. Growley in 9th. Then we've got Nifty, Bradders and Darren, who are still quite close at the back for 10th, 11th, 12th and 13th place. Darren through the corner. Nice clean race to Darren. He's a good job. He's they're actually Darren and Bert are actually brothers, believe it or not, guys. They're actually brothers racing in the same league, and Darren's doing a lot, not doing as good as Bert is at the minute, but Bert is really putting the fight to TY. He went 9/10 of a second faster. Now he's finally got his move on. Bidster's in the 1:13, so he's doing good laps as well to try and catch up to him, but I don't think there'll be enough time left unless Bert or TY throw it away. Blake's still in 4th. He's being caught now by Pash, who is now Pash is 1.5 seconds a lap quicker than Blakeney from the last lap times. So Pash is on the move here, and he's hungry for 4th place. As meanwhile, Stevie makes a mistake in the BMW out of the chicane, and that will open the door for Intrepid to have a sniff. He'll go wide. He'll go back to the inside to get a good run out the corner, propel himself onto that straight. Use all the top end speed he can, but the BMW has got more power and it'll pull away. Meanwhile, Nifty and Bradders still in the same order as well. Darren in 12th and 13th for Cy Racing. Still quite a good battle back there as well. And TY leading the race, but still there within a second of him, still pressurising him. Doing really well to keep it within a second. And Bidster in 3rd still. And here we go, Stevie and Intrepid still close together into turn 1. Stevie goes through with Intrepid, but oh, Stevie's lost it on the curb. Oh, he's going to hit him. Oh, Intrepid ends up hitting him, and they both take each other off. And they've got to watch out as they rejoin here. Stevie goes to the inside. Intrepid's getting going again. He's in the middle of the track, but he can't really do much there because there's not much room. Stevie gets going as well, but just unlucky there for Intrepid. Stevie lost it, and Intrepid just couldn't read it properly, and just a little coming together. But that's just a racing incident. That's how it happens. Oh, and by the way, Nifty Dark Ninja's moved up into 9th place. Growley's going backwards now, and he's got Bradders passing him as well. Bradders on the inside down to the next corner. Bradders on the inside line for the first part of the chicane, but can Growley hold on? No, he backs off. He doesn't bother to go for it. Growley hoping to be a full-time entrant next season. He's only been able to do part-time this season, but hopefully next season he'll be in it for the long run in the new championship that we're doing. There's Nifty in 12th. Oh, Nifty's gone back to 12th now. He must have made a mistake in there. Completely missed that. Sorry about that, guys, but again, we'll get that in the replays at the end. TY is still in the lead of this race. Oh, he won't not be for long if he does that, because that could be a slowdown penalty, and Bert is within striking distance. There's Bidster with he's still closing in on these guys, but not fast enough. TY, has he had a slowdown penalty? I think he has, because Bert's starting to close in on him. He must have had some kind of slowdown penalty. But yeah, he's lost a bit of time there to Bert, and Bert's starting to close in again in the Mercedes. Good job here by Bert. Really good to see his true pace through the chicane. Oh, a bit wide there. That could be a penalty as well. He's got to be careful. Doesn't want to get a penalty of his own. Bidster's closing up now on this fight as well. Bidster's really closing up on this fight now. This could make all the difference. Pash in 5th. He's actually right on the back of Blake now. Pash with the pace here. Equal 2/10 of a second faster than Blake last time round. Just need to try and keep up on the next lap, because the next lap is the last lap of this race. In the background we've got Growley, and we've got Darren, Nifty and Cy all together as well. But on to the last lap of this race then. It's TY still with a 9/10 lead over Bert in 2nd. TY there at the corner, Bert as well, nicely done through there. There's Bidster going through the same corner, 1:13.1. That's the fastest lap of the race for Bidster, but it's not going to be close. He's not early. He's on a bit of a pace here. He might be able to catch Bert, but we'll have to see how it goes as Intrepid, Stevie and the rest come down towards turn 1, and into turn 1 they go. There's Darren and Growley all together as well, so they're all close, but not quite close enough to fight for each other's positions yet. But still, one mistake could put a little change on that. So TY then through the long right-hander for the last time, the last lap of this season. And it's TY who looks like he's going to be taking home the last victory of the season here at Watkins Glen to finish off a season that's been a bit of an up and down for him, but mostly an up. TY is going to go through, and we've also just learned that TY is not going to be racing with us next season because he's going to sort out his internet, because on some nights it works really well and sometimes it doesn't. But TY wins the last race of the season. Well done to TY. Victory goes to him. Bert, a fantastic 2nd place for him. Bidster in 3rd, and then it is Blake who's just going to hold off Pash for 4th. He's Pash in 5th. And then we've got Twerdy coming up to the last corner as well. Twerdy up to the last corner now. He's going to be 6th for definite. Then we've got Intrepid and Stevie. Stevie's made a mistake into the wall. That could be a penalty or something. But Intrepid 7th, Stevie 8th. Bradders in 9th. Just. And then Growley in 10th. Darren 11th. Nifty in 12th. 13th for Neil. And yeah, Neil gets 13th on the line. And then Cy Racing in 14th. So Neil just stealing that 13th place there. It's a good job by Neil there. So Cy Racing in 14th. So guys, we'll just get the last half of the race replays in for you now. Here's the replays from the second half of the race. And now here's the second half of the race replay from Intrepid's car, looking at what happened between him and Stevie on lap 10. So here we go into the corner. And then out the other side, Stevie's starting to lose it. They've lost it, it's coming across, and Intrepid does start to lift a little bit, but really he thought that Stevie was just going to stay on that side. So then look, there goes Twerdy, and then we rejoin in 7th. And after that, we now go to the results. Okay guys, here's the results from that one then. So it's actually Bert who takes the victory because TY got a track limit penalty. So TY goes second and Bert takes his first win. Well done to Bert. Then it's Bidster in 3rd, Pash in 4th. We've got Blakeney down in 5th. He moves back down because of a penalty as well, so more changes there. Twerdy 6th, Intrepid 7th, Stevie is in 8th, Brad is in 9th. We've got Growly Bear in 10th. Darren is in 11th. Then we've got Nifty Dart Ninja in 12th. With Neil Farmack after the drive-through penalty in 13th and Cy Racing in 14th. And now guys, on to the final championship standings of the WTCR Championship on Project Cars 2. It's Bidster who wins the championship on 7.43 with TY on 5.83 in second place. Then it's 3rd for Neil Farmack on 5.32. Then it's Stevie on 5.31, 1 point in it for 3rd place there. Neil just got it there from Stevie. Blake in 5th on 4.95, 4.07 for Pash in 6th, Twerdy on 3.33 in 7th, Intrepid on 3.14 in 8th, 9th is George on 2.22, Brothers on 1.92, and then it's Darren on 1.77, 1.76 for Bert, Cy Racing on 1.25, Fidel 1.12, 94 for Will, 74 for Nifty, 62 for Growly, 42 for Yonko, 19 for Hovnell. Friendly Fire win the team's championship on just into the 1000s on 1078. Smoking Tyres on 986. Brave and Bold on 975 and 806 for Dive Squad. And after we come back from the results then, controversy there, as TY received penalties for track limits in that race, and Bert ends up with the win, only just, but Bert wins his first race of the season and first race with LPB Racing. Well done to Bert, fantastic there. Obviously, I know TY got the penalty, but still, you've got to be close enough to keep the gap. So well done to Bert, he takes the final win of the season. So guys, that's the end of this championship. That rounds up the LPB WTCR Championship on Project Cars 2. So I hope you've all enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit your like and subscribe. Leave your comments down below as well. And don't forget to hit your notification bell to be notified of all LPB Racing movements coming up in the next few weeks. And we will see you guys next time for the GT3 Sprint Series, which will be on Project Cars 2. We'll see you for that, guys. From all of us here at LPB Racing, take care. Thank you for watching another race by LPB Racing. Hope you all enjoyed that last race of the season with the WTCR Championship. Thank you all for watching with that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And next season it is the GT3 Sprint Series. So we look forward to seeing you for that one.